aside from you having to look at my ceiling instead of my face, let's try it again. Rotate. There we go. Alrighty. So don't mind the mesk. It is what it is. I think we're good to roll. So, yeah, my desk is a hot mess currently. I've been spending time everywhere, but, you know, cleaning and at home, I guess. Let's see here. Let's start by cleaning my surface. I just have rubbing alcohol in a sprayer bottle, and that helps to, I don't know what that was. It dries instantly for the most part, but it also helps get off the ink, the goobers, all of the things. Let's see if we can, the other thing to use, like I have dried on glue, is hand sanitizer. And that just sits and gets it wet and helps to clean off that surface. I am using a glass media mat from Glassboard Studio, I think. Is that what it's called? I don't remember. Yes, finally I got it working. Ugh. Technical difficulties, and it's frustrating because, you know, I don't like having technical difficulties. I've been busy, so I've been a lot of time in the tractor and not a whole lot of time in the create space. I did have a live in-person card class last week, Thursday night, here in my home. So it was the first time we've done it in my home. It was a lot easier in my home than when I went out and about because, yeah, I didn't have to worry about remembering every little thing. So, and we got to use the Brother ScanNCut to cut images. So this was my prototype card. It turned out way better than my actual one in class because I should have moved down my sentiment on this one. So I will do this one today a little bit better. Let me mute my feedback. So I have my cell phone for my actual live stream because we don't have great internet connectivity, and so I watch it on my computer off to the side. I try to catch questions, so if I miss something, please ask it again because I get in the zone and then I don't do what I'm supposed to do. So for this one, I actually cut out, well, we'll just start with it. So I have everything already pre-kitted. That's what I do for my classes. It's the only time I actually pre-prep a card. Most of the time I'm on the seat of, you know, fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. I'll rake later. It's so windy here today that I don't have to worry about raking leaves. They're just blowing away. They're probably all blowing off the tree. I have one tree in my backyard. Well, I have a whole like forest around, well, two sides. So Minnesota, usually the north and the west side of the yard is like surrounded by trees out in the country just because it ends up blocking snow and hopefully cold air in the wintertime. Not that it really does, but we have one actual tree that we have to mow around, and my husband's grandfather planted it, brought it home from the field like, I don't know, however many years ago that was. And it's probably the size of, I think it's got 5 trunks to it, but it's ginormously huge, and the leaves are all still on it. It amazes me. So I am using, let's see, this one is Estresso, the stamp set from Ink Road Stamps, and I'm going to use the Hello Darkness, My Old Friend. And let's see, I should probably, you know, the smart way to do this one would be to put this one in on top, lay this one on top, make sure it is going to be where I need it to be. And my fingers are going to catch it because that's how it's going to roll, right? For card class, I put it up because I was worried about it not being on the thing, and then it ended up being too far up for my belly band because this piece will actually maybe come off. Okay, I might have pushed it on there. So this piece comes off. It doesn't need to come off, but my thought with this one was you can close it up and use it this way, but you could do it this way, and then you can tuck in, I don't know if I have a gift card. I have an old hotel card. So you can tuck that in on the back and it'll hold your gift card inside your card and you don't have to worry about it coming out, I guess. That was my original intent with it. So it was actually inspired by my card that I made for Craft Roulette a couple of weeks ago. Let's see here. I just want to straighten out my stamp on my Misty door. I'm going to come in with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. It is my favorite for sentiment stamping only because it's usually a one and done. My S is not going to be on there. All right, well, it's going to be close. It's close. All right, so that's all the stamping that I have for the outside of this one. It really is a very much die cut card. It's not too difficult. So for my shaped card, this is Summertime Sips die cut from Trinity Stamps. I just make this one ends up being more of a 4-bar card size that I cut it from. So I actually folded a piece of 5 or 8.5 by 11 cardstock the long way, not the short way. So horizontally, is that how I want to say, in half? And then I could get 3 cuts out of one sheet of paper. So I'm using a heavy duty, I want to say it's 110 pound or 120 pound, whichever one, from Accent Opaque from, is it Amazon? Wow, we got some glue going on. I'm going to put glue around the outside, a little bit on the inside, nothing too difficult on this one. And then I'm going to pop on the card base on top. So by die cutting the Summertime Sips out of my pattern paper, as you can see, it's the overhangs there, but you're not going to see the overhang on the front of the card this way. I've also done it on the side fold. If you like the side fold look as well, that one works. And then I did die cut this piece from the Summertime Sips in black, and then I will just add that to the top for my rim here. I'm using it as a hot cup of coffee. The other thing that I search your stash if you don't, because you can make the coffee cup pretty simple, just just cutting down on the angles on the sides. But the top piece, I have I want to say it's a snow globe. It's not the Lawn Fawn one. It's like a Sizzix one. A snow globe piece, a die cut set that would definitely work as the top piece on a coffee cup. So for this piece here, I am cheating. I did not cut these perfectly, and they're going to kind of have that angle because my ankle's on the sides, and I just kind of fold it over so it's fairly tight there. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of glue on that. And then we can pop that around and over. And then all that's left really is to put the other die cut pieces on there. And to shade my moon. So for the door and the windows on this one, I want to add a little bit of, oh, well, that's not the side I want. A little bit of definition to my roof here. So I'm just coming in with a neutral gray. I'm using an Ohuhu bullet nib, but any gray marker would work, water-based as well as alcohol ink-based. I don't think it really matters I'm not doing any ink blending. I'm not doing anything over the top for this one. Just adding a little bit of color. And you could definitely cut multiples and cut and paste all the things to, give it a little bit more. This was actually our simple card. So usually for a card class, I do one over the top card and then one that's a little bit easier, usually more on the die cut side or a single image, because and I want to say card class probably took 3 hours, but we've also been doing it we started last year, and so the ladies that come, my mother comes, and then I have 2 regulars that usually come, and so now that we've been doing it for a while, we know each other better, and so we end up talking a lot more than crafty, but you know, I still have to get all of our projects done. So it makes for a good evening. It's a good, you know. And then this time I got to, because it was at my place instead of at the coffee shop, I got to make the treats. So I did, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw them. I did a sponge cake base, and I'm trying to think what I did a homemade apple pie filling centers with a sponge cake base, and then I did caramel. Don't make me say the dolce, whatever, the leche. I don't know. I can't say it. I can't say it unless I'm actually looking at it. And then, so I put that inside with my apple filling. So it was a caramel apple and then caramel buttercream frosting with caramel drizzle on top, because, you know, I think that needs to be. I'm using some antique linen distress ink for my moon. You could definitely use distress oxide. I'm pretty sure I used distress oxide on my first one. Why? Because I tend to gravitate towards oxide inks more so than the plain distress or dye inks. Oh, they were delicious, and I had to get them out of my house because I would have probably ate all 24 of them or 20 of them that were left. My kids ate some, but you know, they're not home all day long like I tend to be home all day long. So therefore, I will eat them all. And of course, they were all gluten-free, not dairy-free. I think for the most, not dairy-free this time. I didn't have to do the dairy-free part. I am gluten-free, corn-free. So I have to do no gluten, no corn, only sadness, and I'm just kidding. I bake and I make pretty much everything and anything that anyone else can make. I can usually find a substitute within my allergy realm. This year I made no-mayo pasta sauce. My kids were not a fan, and I don't know if it's because it tasted all right, but it tasted all right to someone who hasn't been able to eat tomatoes for a few years. They were just like, no, Mom. Like, we'll have the regular pasta sauce, and you can have that no-mayo tomato pumpkin. I think it was pumpkin. I did pumpkin and butternut squash. I don't know. It tasted fine to me. Boys, you know, it wasn't red colored. Maybe if I had put wine in it, they'd have wined less. No, I really didn't make them eat it. I made it for me, not for them, and then they wanted to try it. They're usually pretty good about trying things. Last night I made, it's like the 2-ingredient dough, but when you're gluten-free, it's not 2-ingredient. It's like 10-ingredient dough. I think it's 5. But my kid's like, what? Yogurt? Like bagels? He was like fascinated. So there is my completed Hello Darkness, my old friend. And then this will pop off. I don't know what I'll put on the inside. This can totally be a Halloween one. It can totally be a birthday one, or just a, you know, whatever one. I'll probably figure out something for the inside. You know, I'll be back sooner or later. I did get one card done yesterday. So because you're here live, you get a sneak peek. I did get the platform pop-up and the magic iris die to work together. So this one was fun. It actually came together a whole lot easier than I thought it was going to come together. And that one will be on a real time. So the actual base and this piece I did in real time. I just have to do some editing, and I will get those up hopefully. Our internet is really bad lately, so it's been taking 3 hours to load a 15-minute video. So I've been trying to sneak away to the coffee shop and load it there, which takes like 5 minutes. And so I'm hoping next week I can get to town to do that. So I should have 3 videos coming fairly soon. It's been a pretty busy fall. So I ended up in the tractor. That never happens. I got a cush job this year. it was nice. So there is my creation today. So the dies are from the Lawn Fawn set. I want to say this one's not from the Spooky Forest backdrop die. Is it? The house is from the, trying to think where the house comes from. It's a Lawn Fawn set. It's one from their new release. Is it the Stitched Gates? I don't think it's the Stitched Gate set either. Is it the Shadow Box add-on? I'm horrible at remembering all of those things. I'll look it up. I'll list it below if somebody's interested. Anyways, I thought I'd stop in, say hi. It's, yeah, I was planning on getting stuff up this week and it just hasn't happened. I might do a second live tomorrow for my other Brewing Up Creativity. I do usually sell the leftovers in my Etsy shop, so if you're interested in the card kit, I think I have 2, maybe 3 left. I'm not positive. I have to find all of the things, but they're all stamped and ready and die cut for you, so all you have to do is put the pieces together or color, because my other one is going to be this one. And so this one in class, I didn't have them die cut. It was easier to do them already on the sheet to watercolor, but I do it on Bristol smooth cardstock, so you can use any kind of coloring medium that you want. Alcohol ink, watercolor. We did watercolor in class. Gamsol with colored pencils. Trying to think which other one we've done. Zig, markers work well. Those types of things. So that is my other one. So maybe tomorrow, if I have time, we will see how my weekend plays out. If it's nice, I'll probably be back in the field. It's the story of, farm life. So hopefully things are wrapping up. We're getting close to the end of the season. So, but that is all I have for today. I'd show you my lovely face, but my scrapbook / craft / whatever room is a hot mess right now, because I'll give you a sneak. That's the pile of stuff that I need to put away. I need to work on. I have a lot of projects in the works that are half finished that I need to kind of finalize for upcoming classes and stuff. So anyways, I hope you have an amazing day. If you have to go back out and rake leaves, I'm sorry. Maybe the wind will come and push them all in a pile for you. At least once you get in a pile, jump on it, because that's the best part of raking leaves. At least it was. Always was for me. So, all right, have an amazing rest of your day. Bye.